Hello everybody, and welcome to yet another race. Today we're going to be playing Project Cars 2. No messing around, jumping right into it. Playing on a controller. Get a great launch off the lights. Try and go around the CTSV. And absolutely murder the Ferrari position in front of me in 13th. So, or in 12th. So a position gained right off the line. Can't say I'm proud of it, but I'm going to chuck that one up to the controller and just carry on like it didn't happen. Someone spinning out at turn 1 at Monza, big surprise, going to force me very narrow around the inside, testing the all-wheel capabilities of this AMG, and go around the Porsche. A little bit of contact's made. Another Porsche going very slow is rammed to the right and is absolutely destroyed by this blue Porsche. I mean, he came apart like one of those crash test dummy toys back in the 90s. Anyway, down to the second chicane here. What's going to happen? I feel like I nail my braking point. The two cars in front of me are going in a little bit too deep over the sausage curb. Lambo's carrying on like nothing happened. We're going to take over the ATSV like nothing happened to us. We didn't see anything. Coming around this corner here, that white and black Porsche is right on my tail. He's catching up very quickly. I think he's the one I made contact with, and he is even looking up the inside, and he's going for it. He's going to pull it off too. He's comfortably around the inside, losing position, but luckily immediately regaining one thanks to the Ferrari, who somehow lost control there. Coming down the last straight before the final chicane, sweeping S turn, left, right, left. Big braking point here. Doing okay job, keeping it in here, fairly smooth. Not really at all, to be honest. It's a very hard section to take on control. It's very twitchy, very scary. I lose a lot of time there every time. You can see the Ferrari here is caught right up, down the last straight, going full defensive, trying to keep a nice tidy inside line, but it's just so choppy. It's just so choppy. He sails around the outside like there's no effort involved whatsoever. And we are, bam, back onto the first straight. Coming around in 8th place. This is a single pit race, so everybody has to pit at least once. I have yet to get my my pit entry correct. I'm always speeding when I enter the pits or speeding when I exit, and I get disqualified. It's really frustrating. Had a few good races where they didn't end well. So coming around the first chicane, no problem. Coming up to the second chicane, and we were going to have a green Lambo sitting in the middle of the track. Very awkward. Didn't know where to go. I was going to go around the inside, but then he decided to move. And if you listen, you can hear him off to my right. He's got the audacity to ruin my run and then to fight me for position. Not really a big deal at the end of the day. It is a race, but I don't think I would have done that. I probably would have let someone go, but I'm not as competitive as some people. Coming around this sweeping right-hander here onto the big straight. And we've got a flock of positions up ahead, so it's looking pretty good. How many positions can I get cleanly in this race? That's the key word, cleanly. The Lambo's going to go up in front of this NSX here, but the NSX is going to absolutely nail his braking point. Come in for the battle, side by side with the Lambo. I'm getting very sketchy, but there's nowhere to go, so it doesn't really matter. A little bit of contact between the Lambo and the Acura NSX, and we are off. The Lambo gets a terrible run down the back straight. The Acura is sailing past and bringing me with them with the slipstream. There's not much of a slipstream in this game, but if there is, this is it in the works right now. The Lambo's going to come across and absolutely just destroy both the hopes and dreams of the NSX and himself. Good stuff right there, putting me into 6th position. Didn't even have to work for it. And you can see around that final corner, I can take it if I take the usual racing line. It's not as bad. But if I have to take an inside or outside line, it's just choppy. It's just so sketchy. So we set a best lap there. And we're in 6th position. We're going to skip ahead here a little bit, just up to the second chicane. You can see a white Aston Martin, a white and black Aston Martin is on my tail. We're going to go in deep to the second chicane. We're actually going to run a bit too deep, a little too early on the turn-in. Awkward line. He's going to claim not 1 but 2 positions as the Ferrari runs wide on the exit. Ferrari fights him a little bit and then yields. Coming around the second, or this first right-hander here of the 2 right-handers, and the Aston Martin's just going to run wide. Give back not just the 2 positions he gained, but the another one, and you can just make out in my rearview mirror. So easy come, easy go. On to the second last straight here, and we're just going to skip ahead. Sorry to get your hopes up. Into the top 5 all of a sudden, thanks to the pits. Have yet to pit, and I was thinking about it, but you know, I thought, okay, next lap, and we'll bring in the second half on new tires. But then I see someone else pitting, and I'm like, okay. I'm not going to do that. I actually had one race where I went to pit and the pit box was in use or something, and it was the most awkward experience. I'm sitting in the pit box and I'm like, I'm going to back up. I'm going to wait. It was awful. I hated that race. So hitting my braking point quite nicely there. Going to skip ahead. a lap actually, and we're in the 6th lap now. I'm in 3rd place. I just came out in front of this Porsche in the pits, and we're gonna absolutely blow it, run wide here. I guess not absolutely. We keep control. We don't get a penalty for a slowdown warning, but we do lose a position. It's not the end of the world. He was gonna get it back at the end of the day because I do have to pit, but I would have liked to have been in front of him. And every second counts when you're in a pitting race, so you never know who you're going to come out battling towards the end. So like I said, I've just been struggling with the pits up until this point. There's a pitting speed limit of 37 miles per hour, and I absolutely nail it on this occasion. Pit limiter engaged, and we're going to sail in here and get through it. No problem. A quick fix, we're out of here, and you can just see this Lamborghini is flying up on me. He's got a huge run, and we're coming up on the 150 board now. That's his braking point. I'm going a little bit slower. I can brake later around the 100 board, and I'm just going to maintain 7th place. Wow. So, good stuff. I'm liking this so far. We got that Lambo. Now, we've seen him drift wide, we've seen him spin out, and we've seen him make contact, so I'm a little weary about him. I'm running in deep here, as is he, and a little contact is made. Now, I think that was just a simple matter of him following me. So I'm just going to forget about it. Keep going. No big deal. Keep defending. I don't think he meant to touch me there. That way. Coming around this corner here onto this second last straight, and we see there is a fella who is regaining control, smoking tires. I'm getting a hell of a run on him. We're going to come up to the sweeping S turn up here. Do I have a shot? I don't think so. So I'm just going to bluff. I'm going to make him think I'm going for it so he brakes later. But he doesn't. He doesn't fall for it at all, honestly. And then I get very squirrely here. Luckily for me, it's not a great place to pass when someone's swirling all over the track. The blue Lambo absolutely just yeets off into the right there, breaks loose, and flings it savagely into the wall, giving the position back to me in this Lambo here. Coming up to the final turn, going defensive yet again. Remember what I said about the chop? Well, I haven't figured it out yet at this point in the race. Still very choppy, even up on the grass at one point. Very sketchy. The Lambo just sails by. See you later. Thanks for the top 5. But luckily, there's someone in the pits still. 7th lap, he probably just got warned at the last second. He probably didn't even know we had to pit until his radio crew told him. But we're going to get into the top 5 on the last lap. That's what I'm talking about. I don't even care about this Lambo anymore, although I am going to go for it. We both nailed our braking point there. Very awkward bit of contact to the rear, and then he just sails off down the straight. Part of me thinks he baited that. Tried to bait the contact to negate the penalty, but you can see here he was going 200. He has to lift, gets all the way down to 150 before he gets on the gas again. So he did have a slowdown warning there, and I am catching right up because of it. I'm going to be not only beside him, but out in front. Unfortunately, I couldn't see him thanks to first-person nature and single monitor setup, and he's going to keep 4th place for now. It's better safe than sorry scenario, you know. I went for it. I just could not see him off to my right and chickened out. Coming around here, right on the limit. Luckily, I did not get a warning, and still staying right on him. We're going to have maybe 1 or 2 more shots at 4th place here. It'd help if he made a mistake, but I don't think he will at this point. Oh, okay. Proving me wrong. Driving off the track, who knows? Anything could happen. Coming up to the big braking point here just after the bridge, and we are going to enter it as calm as possible. It's looking very good. He is a little sketchier than I for a change, running a bit wide onto the dirt. Is it going to give me a run? Doesn't look like it. That's a massive gap. I do have a speed advantage here, I think, but I don't think it's going to amount to anything unless I can absolutely nail this final corner here, and it would help if he made a mistake. It's looking good, but I apex a little too soon, which forces me out a bit too soon. And it just isn't going to happen. It looks like 5th place is where I'm going to have to settle. And I'm happy with that. Besides killing 1 person, I do feel bad about that. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Here's the stats at the very end here. You can see I didn't even belong inside the top 10. Maybe top 10 at best. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.